Okay, first of all, I'm Bill Tackett with South Plains College, Industrial Manufacturing and Emerging Technologies. And I want to talk just a few minutes about some of the equipment that you might need for robotics to build a Arduino-based remote control system. First of all, there's the Arduino itself. Just about any Arduino will do. I've yet to find one that is not really a problem. You can get different ones. This one here is an Aligo Uno R3. Here's a nice little one right here. Comes with a little USB cable, and there's the actual Arduino device right here. And this one is a Key Studio design. These two, they're really the same thing. You can see some minor differences on the boards. Maybe they're not so minor, but the form factor's the same. They do exactly the same thing. They have the same firmware burned into them, so they ought to work fine. Of course, my favorite is right here, an actual Arduino Uno, made in Italy. Right there. This is my favorite kind. You pay a little more for them. They're about $20 a piece. This one here was probably $10 or $12. This one right here was about $5 a piece. As a matter of fact, we even have an Arduino Nano here. This is really the same thing. It's got the same thing as the Arduino Uno. It's just in a smaller form factor. It uses a different USB type to connect to it, and all of this chip and everything is shrunk down to that one. Now this one, it doesn't have a few of the peripherals this one has, so there'll be some limitations on this. But I've had students use the Nanos to do the job. You just have to be careful how you power them up, and we'll talk about that in a minute. So there's an option, but I don't. So no matter which one of these you get, it doesn't really matter. They'll all work about the same. This one I really like. This is a basic starter kit. This basic starter kit comes with a bunch of stuff that you might be able to use. Like there's an Uno right there. So we can use that. It comes with some LEDs, a whole bunch of resistors, and you'll need all of this stuff. You get the cable, you get a bunch of wires, real handy. And here's what I like. It comes with a little circuit board. This little circuit board here you can use, well, you'll see as we start wiring stuff up, this comes in real good for laying out your circuit and making it work. I'll be showing you how to use that. One of the other things that you're going to need are one of these right here. This is a get this open. Cheap. There we go. This is a relay module. There are 8 relays on here. You're going to need 4 of the relays for controlling your motors to drive, and then the other 4 you can use for whatever you want, usually for weapons deployment. A Bluetooth module. I've ordered all of this so far from Amazon. This is an HC06 Bluetooth module, fairly inexpensive. I think you can get 2 or 3 of them at a time for anywhere from $5 to $10, something like that. You can also buy an extra pack of these wires. Very handy to have also. About powering these things up. These things they have a USB connection in here, and when you plug them into a computer, they power up. You can also, right in there, here we are, you can see where it says voltage in, ground, and 5 volts right there. That is where we can get power from and supply power to. Like the voltage in, we can put a pin on voltage in and ground and tie it to a 5-volt supply, and that will power it up also. But you have to supply exactly 5 volts to it. If you supply too much more than that, you'll burn up the board. And if you supply too much less than that, it won't work also. So you need to put 5 volts and ground. The other option is right here, there's a place for a barrel connector. And if you plug that barrel connector in, you can put up to 12, maybe 15 volts. I don't remember exactly. I know 12 volts works great because it has a built-in voltage regulator on it. And that voltage regulator will take and turn it into exactly 5 volts and supply what it needs. And that makes it a little easier. You can, like, one of the devices we use in robotics is an 18 volt or a 12 volt lithium ion or NiCad drill or something like that. And all of them will have these power cords with them. And the end of these things have a barrel connection that fits perfect. So I usually end up with a few extra of these laying around. So I'm going to take and we're going to cut one. 2 wires. We want to hook this up to a battery. I'll use a 9-volt battery. I got a 50-50 chance. What we want is positive in the center. Now with this here, usually the center wire is marked with some kind of a white stripe or something like that, a dashed line. So if I take and hook this up to the positive side, that's the little one, and then the other side I will hook up to the negative side, or the flower looking one that's opened up. When I plug this in, it should light up. We've powered it correctly. Now, in robotics, we're going to end up using this to run a bunch of other stuff. And when you're running a bunch of other stuff, say these relays here, this bank of relays, this all pulls power. And it pulls a lot of power pretty quick. So this little battery is not going to last very long. So you need to buy the good batteries. They're a little more expensive, and you need to buy a couple of them. Because when you're in battle, if you've got 2 or 3 battles, it's nice to start with a fresh battery every time. That gets expensive. So this right here is a lead acid 12-volt battery. You can buy these at Home Depot also. It will last the whole competition and then some. And plug it in, and you can see it works just fine. The disadvantage, this weighs a little more. You know, it's not real heavy. It's a small 12-volt battery, but this will last for quite a while. One other option you have, and I haven't done it yet, so other than testing, is one of these batteries, one of these square ones. These square ones, they have negative in the center, and they're marked here on the top, and positive over here on the outside. So I'm going to hook up to that, and that should power it up just fine too. These will last a lot longer than a 9-volt battery, and they're fairly inexpensive. So you can easily buy 2 or 3 of these and have them on standby and have this run your Arduino. Okay, I'd like to talk about these Bluetooth modules. This one here, this is called an HC05 Bluetooth module. This is a little bit older, and you can tell because it has 6 pins on the bottom and a little button to push right there. These were the first ones I started with. They're good units. They work just fine. But this is the newer one. This is the HC06. You can identify it because it only has 4 pins and no buttons to push. You can see where there's supposed to be a button there, but they've left it off. You don't need it. These are actually a little bit cheaper now, so I'm just going to use the HC06 in these demonstrations at this point. Just wanted you to be aware that there is a difference though, so you can still find HC05s out there. So if you order some HC05s, that's a little bit different setup. I'm just going to concentrate on HC06s because this is what everybody seems to be coming up with anyway.